Episode 23. This is the Dandin and RJ Machismo podcast. This is Dandin. My co-host RJ will not be here tonight. So because he had to go to work, but he wanted to say thank you for all your support and throughout your list for listening to us this past year, and we hope to have a great year for 2021. So kicking us off for 2021, we got the homie Sam Johnson. He is a homie, a good friend of mine, and he's also, basketball fanatic, fat football fanatic,
Yes,
and
indeed.
sneaker collector. That's what we're here for. We're here to hear about stories. So, thank you, Sam, for coming on tonight.
Absolutely. My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So, first and foremost, I just want to make a comment, man. You came correct, in this podcast for episode 23. 23 meaning the GOAT, Michael Jordan. I see,
Absolutely.
I see you got your Funko Michael Jordan to your
Oh,
right,
yeah. That's
and
right.
then you got two. We got 24, Mr. 81, to this day.
That's right.
The anniversary today, Mr. 81, Kobe Bryant, and then you got Magic Johnson. You got the five-time NBA champion,
Yes, sir.
and then you got the four-time reigning NBA champion, defending LA Lakers. So, wow, I can't say I'm speechless, bro.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
speechless.
Appreciate
So,
it.
all right, so we just gonna kick it off. So tell us more about yourself, Sam.
All right. No problem. So I am originally from Columbus, Georgia. My dad was in the military. So Columbus is about an hour and a half south of Atlanta. And my mom's uncle was living in Kansas City, Missouri. And things were going really well there. And my parents had to choose between moving to Atlanta or Kansas City. They didn't really know anybody in Atlanta, so they decided to go and move and live in Kansas City. And, been staying there ever since. I went to school in Atlanta, Clark Atlanta University, so proud HBCU alumni.
Hey,
And also, just a few things about me, hobby wise, love hanging out with my family, traveling. Like you mentioned, I'm a huge sports fanatic and really into gaming. So, PlayStation, I'm still a bit salty. I don't have a PS5 yet, but I'll get it sooner or later. And of course, sneakers, collecting sneakers and talking basketball and sports. That's something that I'm just very passionate about.
oh yeah, that's cool, man. So another background with me and Sam. So me and Sam, we were coworkers. At my current employee, I'm sorry, employer. So first time I remember met Sam, we had like casual Fridays, right? And then I think the first time like Sam saw me like wearing shoes, I think it was my Jordan like fours, right? The black cements.
Yeah, Blacksmith
And
Forge.
then you
Yes.
were like, hold up. You were like, where'd you get those? I said, bro, like I had these like countdown pack things. Like, for real? And then, it's just like instant, conversation. And then we just kick it, like, I'm saying, ever since. So, yes, Sam's a good friend, real cool homie. Um, yeah, man. So thanks for coming on. And then so the second question for you, which is I think you'll probably like this question. So what got you into collecting sneakers?
What got me into collecting sneakers? Okay, I'm going to take you back to 1995, Eastern Conference Finals, Chicago Bulls versus Orlando Magic. There
Okay.
was an interview by Ahmad Rashad, and he interviews Jordan, and all of a sudden they just say, "Man, let's take a look at those shoes." The camera zooms in, and lo and behold, he had the Concord 11s on. So I was just mesmerized instantly by those shoes. Fast forward a little bit later, I'm in high school, and one of my friends, Leslie, who I'm still tight with to this day, I'm just looking around everybody's shoes and stuff in the classroom, kind of daydreaming. I look down, and he has these Concord 11s on. And so I go to him, just like, "Oh man, you got these Jordans, dude. Like, do they still have them?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know, whatever." And so I go to the store to try to pick them up. It was a little bit later. I went back maybe a few weeks later, and they were gone. But I just held out and got the Bread 11s. And man, I pretty much got those, and I've been pretty much collecting ever since. I stopped for probably about 5 or 6 years while I was in school, and when I first moved to Cali to, kind of get myself financially established. But I was just like, sooner or later, I'm gonna get back in the game, man. So that pretty much is what started me off with it. Just seeing them on TV, and of course, all the Jordan commercials back in the day, and all my peers around them, who got certain pairs, and that's pretty much what's got me started.
That's cool, man. I mean, I think definitely the Concord 11s. That's just an iconic shoe. Because like
Yes.
we've never seen patent leather in an NBA court, right?
No. No.
And then
Prior to that, no.
the fact that like he wore it, he was wearing the 45, came back from retirement, and then I know he had like he had a bad game, so you know what? I'm just going to switch it back to 23,
There you
and
go.
all of a sudden he saw him with the like what are those, man? Like what
Yeah.
are those like ballistic mesh and the carbon fiber plate and like the
Yeah, man.
translucent sole, bro. Like
Oh,
that shoe is just iconic. So you had like the retros, or you had like the original like 11s?
no, I had the original 11s. I had the original
Wow.
1990. I think the bread 11s may have came out like in 96.
Yeah.
The original for those. I had like the
Wow.
flu game 97s. I have like a whole bunch of OGs, but man, I messed around when I went to college, and I came back home. I don't know if my freshman or sophomore year, and I keep the shoes, like I kept them in the garage because after a while, you wear them out, they start to become beaters, but I didn't ever want to get rid of them. And all of a sudden, I was like, "Hey, mom, where are my shoes?" She's just like, "Oh man, I got rid of those." I'm just like, "Oh, you put them in the
Oh.
dude?" She like gave these shoes to like Goodwill or something like that. I
Oh
don't even know
my
what happened.
goodness,
All
man.
of my shoes are just like gone, and I'm just like, really? OG Jordans. I mean, I had the 17s, bro, the black and silver
Woo.
17s, blue 17s, and like a whole bunch of stuff we haven't seen in a while. So that kind of hurts because I'm wearing the same size shoe now as I wore, when I was in high school. So I can probably still wear them to this
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
That's wild. So like I'm assuming you had OG everything with the 17. You had a suitcase and the CD.
I had the suitcase, had the CD.
Sheesh.
I can't remember if the suitcase came with the college blue or
It
not.
did. It did. It did.
Okay, then I had two suitcases because I had those and I had the black and silver ones.
Bro, that's sick.
Yeah.
You know what's wild? Like just a sidetrack story. Like I remember when back in 2001 when Jordan came out with the 17s, right, with the Wizards.
Yeah.
That shoe was like, oh, how much? $220. So people weren't, it was absurd back then, right? Because that was like the first
Right.
ever like $200 like Jordan shoe.
Yeah.
Next to like the foam posits, like that was like the very first. It was like what, 199, something like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
185. So like
Yeah.
prices were like, how you gonna spend like $200 on a shoe with a suitcase and a CD? But the cool thing was like back in college, people instead of using like their textbooks and
Yeah.
notebooks, I
Yep.
remember like in my community college, people would use like put their notebooks and pens inside the Jordan 17 like suitcase.
What?
And then
That's
I would like no one would notice, right? Because like not a lot of people would get it. Like
yeah.
people would just like laugh at like my like classmates saying like, oh, like why are you wearing a suitcase to school? He said,
Right.
don't, and they were like, he was like cool being nonchalant because he's wearing the college blue. He said, don't worry about it. It matches my shoes. And then
Uh-huh.
people were looking at him crazy, like, why are you wearing those? Like, and then I looked at like, bro, that's how you use a suitcase. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Put it to use. Put it to good use.
definitely, man, that's crazy. So you had the OG 11s, you had the OG 12s. Um what was like your very first pair that you can remember, like when you were a kid, that your parents gave you or that was given to you? Can you remember that?
Well, the Bread 11 was the first official Jordan that I got, but what actually sparked my interest in Jordans was the Olive Nines. I think
Ooh,
those came out like in, what was it, 94, 93, or
93,
94, something.
94, yeah.
I was in elementary school, and it was this guy named Jason that was like, I don't know if his dad was rich or what it was, but dude, he had all the Jordans when we were like in elementary school.
Hmm.
So when you see somebody with Jordans in like elementary school, it's just like, oh, they must really be balling, or
Yeah,
whatever the term was back in the day.
right, right.
saw his shoes and I was like, man, those are nice. And he was just like, oh yeah, I know, kind of like sort of thing. And so, I tried to ask my parents from then and they tried to take me to the store to get them, but it's just kind of like my mom was like, oh, I'm not paying no $100 for no shoes.
Yeah.
School. So I kind of like had to work my way up to that. I kept asking for them from like elementary school all the way through middle school, even, tried out for the basketball team and stuff like that. So that was the motivation of like, hey, I'll do this or whatever. And so that was the actual first shoe that I wanted was the Olive Nines, but the first shoe I got was the Bright 11 when I was in high school.
That's a nice sequence. So imagine like you wanted something, of course, like a Jordan 9, like the olive, like I remember a lot of people they were turned off because an olive color.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still considered an OG, but
Right.
people prefer something that matches like the Chicago Bull color. I remember back like when the retros came out in '02 with the olives, people would dye the olive part in
Yeah.
black. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure your
Yeah.
area did that too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. People, and the thing about it is, it's just like you could have just waited and got the charcoals because those are cold and those are OGs too. I think it's like a
Yeah.
dark charcoal gray, and
Hmm.
then they have the red on the back. They
Yep.
look just like the olives. The only difference is just their charcoal versus the olive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, man.
man. But those PEs that Darius Miles wore, Derek Anderson, Mike
Yeah,
Bibby,
yeah,
bro. Like back then there was no PEs for us to like to obtain. So people were like copying like D Miles. Oh yeah, I'm gonna dye these olive soul, these olive like
yeah,
mids into like black. And
yeah.
then like man, now you kind of like you regret now because like you were you were young back then. What were you thinking,
Oh yeah,
right? You were just trying to
yeah.
be
Oh
cool.
yeah, oh yeah. Trying to keep up with the in crowd.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So next question for you, Sam. What are your favorite pairs that you currently own?
Favorite pairs that I own, definitely got to go with the Flint 13s. I've wanted the Flint 13 since 1998. Literally, I will tell you, Dan. I was going to my church youth group meetings on Saturdays. Somebody had those shoes. My eyes did not leave their feet the entire time I was in the meeting. I was in a chair. I stood up so I can look across the room just to stare at this person's shoes. So Flint 13, very dear to my heart. I'm going to go with the Chicago ones. Obviously, I mean, that's pretty much the originator. That's what started it, that particular shoe. Let me think. Bordeaux sevens. Love the Bordeaux sevens. Sevens are just extremely comfortable, so you never can go wrong with those. Infrared six, and then I would say white cement fours. So
Wow.
those are some of my favorites for Jordans. You want me to stick to just J's or just shoes?
Anything. Just list
Okay.
them out. List them out.
Okay. We'll go Kobe's. I
Yeah,
like the
go for it.
Okay, I like they had these shoes that came out purple and yellow. They were called the Yin Yang Sevens.
Oh, I
And
know those.
I'm gonna tell you a story on that. Biggest regret of my life. They had those at the sneaker outlet in like 2012 or 2013. So I saw the shoe, I had them in my hand, and I'm going back and forth like, should I get these? Yes or no? I spent like an hour and a half trying to figure out if I wanted because one shoe is yellow and one shoe is purple. So at that time, I'm just like, can I really wear a mixed match shoe and will this be cool? And I finally was like, I'm not gonna get it. Man, I never did get the shoe, but like now it's on StockX for like 1,300, 2,000 or something like that. And
Crazy.
that's probably like the biggest regret I have ever. So the Yin Yang 7 Kobe's, the Cheetah Christmas, fantastic. That's one of the tightest shoes ever to me. I'm gonna go with them Beethoven nines. I can't remember. Do you have those or no?
I had them. Yeah, I had them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Beethoven nines, and then the MVP fours. I don't know if you remember. They had like the
Uh,
black pair and
the finals for us. Yeah, the
white.
finals.
Yes,
Yep.
with the gold with all his stats and stuff.
Hmm.
Fantastic. And then I'm gonna go with the Bruce Lee Kobe fives. Then for Adidas, I want to get these Patrick Mahomes that come out on Sunday. They're black, gold, and white. Those are pretty phenomenal. So I think they just put them out for his championship game or whatever. But
Yeah.
Kobe, and then probably the LeBron 18s.
Okay.
Yeah,
What about Nike like Nike retros? Like what are your favorite pairs?
Nike retros. I like the dunks are really nice. I'm a big fan of I love Air Maxes. Can never really go wrong with those. Air Force Ones are classic. That's one shoe that it just never goes out of style. I mean, I like the fact that they can, mix them up. You can get the plain white, or you can get like all black. I think they even have it so they have like all red now. You can get pretty much any color you want. So I
Yeah.
think those three are, just classic shoes that never go out of style, and you can wear them so many places. I mean, that's the cool thing about take like the Jordan 11 Concord. What sets that shoe apart is what you can wear it to a party. You can play ball in it. You can wear it to a wedding. People get married in certain shoes now. So that's what I like about the classic Nikes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's good. It's good stuff, man. I mean, your list is very extensive. A lot of stuff that I like too. I think because we grew up in that era, right? Whereas like
Yeah.
you the first like we didn't have internet, so like every time you saw an athlete on TV, like you watched like NBA Finals, NBA
Yeah.
All Star, or like a Nike commercial, like you'll see like Ken Griffey, have a he'll have a commercial and like whoa, like what are those, and then
Yes.
you have Bo Jackson and you have Agassi and
Yeah.
all those iconic Nike athletes and Jordan brand too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I mean we're very appreciative, like we grew up in that era. So next question for you, Sam. What are your most wanted sneakers that you're still waiting to re-release?
Man, we might be here all day for this.
Hey, this is your time, man. Your time to shine, bro.
All right. Some of them are actually coming up soon. I'm gonna start with the Lightning Fours, the yellow fours with the blue and everything. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are supposed to come out in like April or August or something like that this year. Been waiting for those. I think they've only came out once, or have they came out
Yeah.
before? Or is this the first time they're retro?
Yeah, it's like it came. Remember the lifestyle pack where it came out with the Thunder and Lightning, like the
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, with the
So,
matching jacket.
oh, wow. Jumpsuit and everything, huh?
Yep, yep.
So I would also say these are another pair that's supposed to come out this year. The Cool Gray 11s. Those came out in like 2001 initially, then 2010,
Hmm.
and I've been waiting on. They had the lows come out in like 2015 or something, 16.
Yeah,
I can't remember what year, but you got to get the OGs. The Ken Griffeys are getting ready to come back out.
it's Freshwaters
Is that the black and white one with the Nike sign on the toe?
with a 24
Yeah.
with the strap.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
coming
need,
out. I think they already came
need
out
that in
this
my
month. Yeah.
life. I need that in my life, Dad. Okay, I need that. I need it. Let's go with the pairs that I mentioned earlier: the college blue 17s, the black and silver
Oh my
17.
God.
Man, I'll take the 17 lows, bro. Okay, give me some 17. I know you're a fan of the 16s too, so those was it ginger? That would be nice. And then Kobe, I wouldn't mind those yin yangs again. I'm not gonna pass up on them.
Hmm.
And I'm kind of sort of trying to get into Adidas, but the only thing I ever see is like Yeezys and Harden shoes are okay. I don't know if I was going to give me a pair. I can't think of any that I would want to get to re retro, but I'd probably say the last one for me is the Bread One. They came out in 2016, but I just couldn't get them. They're just hard to get, and they still want like 800 or 900 or 1,000 for them. So
That's wild.
I'm not really trying to do
Yeah.
that much. So and then Kobe's, I've got to have those fade to black 60-point game. Last shoe that the great Kobe Bryant ever played in. Like they released it one time. They had like another pair come out, but it was like some that were like custom made. It wasn't the official shoe
Hmm.
that he. I don't know if you saw them. They were like black and gold as well. I almost bought those, but then I found out that that was not the official shoe. So I was just like, I'm not getting these. But now I'm mad at myself that I didn't get them because I'm like, man, I could at least had something, in terms of, captivating, his final game in a Laker uniform. So I would say the fade to black Kobe's, and they're doing a really good job of releasing the ones that I want because I think this is going to be like the year of the sixes. So like the All Star sixes, one of those they're getting ready to come back out, and they're going to do like the Orange County sixes. They're going to do the Del Sol. They have quite a few coming out. So yeah, most of the things that I'm interested in, I do have kind of like a time frame. that we've been able to get. So it is coming back soon. So that's exciting to hear.
Yeah, I mean, like for the Kobe line, I think it's nice they're retroing back, but how I wish they did it in order. So like we had the Kobe ones, right? And
Right.
then I wish people, they would like, at least tap into the Kobe twos.
Yeah.
Those are nice, and then the Kobe threes with the waffle, waffle mids. They kind of
Yes. I
skipped
love
those.
it.
I mean, had Kobe was still alive, I think he would have said, you know what, I actually want my shoes to be in a certain order, so that way people
Right.
that didn't get a chance to get them can get them. So,
Right.
I mean, God rest his soul. I mean, it's up to Vanessa Bryant what she wants to do with the release of his like late husband's, line. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we can only hope, Like I actually own like Kobe 1 through I think 9, and I own like all like the Laker colorways. So like I had like the May, the black and white Mays. I had the black and yellow one, the twos, the black and the all black threes. I mean, it was just something for you to collect. But
Yeah.
over time, when how shoes are, like they separate, they don't mean to you much anymore. So it was time to go. Like I had to like sell them. So, but now, like hopefully, I'm hoping that they can re-release it again, so
Yeah.
that way we can all get a chance to get them, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh,
For
I want to
sure.
do one more thing. I forgot. I'm backtracking a little bit, but when you ask like favorite shoes, I gotta throw in the reverse shattered backboard ones. My cousin Rashad out of Florida was able to locate them. Dude, literally, I went to every pretty much sneaker store in my vicinity in terms of location wise. I got raffle tickets. I was trying to do the online apps. I downloaded Foot Locker, like all of them, and I didn't hit on not a one. And all of a sudden, my cousin was just like, "Dude, I got a pair for you. It's a 12. You want it or not?" I'm just like, "Well, I'm just gonna have a bigger shoe size than I
Just double
normally."
sock that thing, man.
I'm
Wear
getting
like some thick
I put
socks.
some socks and some toilet
There you
paper,
go.
some tissue
There
paper,
you
something.
go. There you
I'm
go.
getting these shoes. So he got those for me. Big shout out to him in South Florida, or I'm not sure what part of Florida he's in exactly, but yeah, man, that's definitely one of the close shoes that's dear to my heart because the orange and the cream colorway is just so phenomenal. I think the standard ones are the best, but the all orange, I mean, I try to get colors that are a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with the OG Jordan colorways or Kobe, whatever. But the thing I really like about Kobe Bryant's line is his colors are just phenomenal in terms of what they do with the shoes, So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. Sorry.
No, that's cool. Hey, no, I remember Sam like went to work. He wore the reverse shadow backboards, broke people's necks. Like I was distracted. I was like, I saw Sam again with another pair of ones, man. It's crazy. It's crazy that that reverse shadow backboard is going for these like six bands, like 600, five
Really?
hundred. Yeah,
Yeah, late, man.
I know. You'd be surprised, Sam, what you have in your closet. You
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
Tell
you
me about
can
it.
you can put your kids through college with just a couple pairs.
Right.
Facts. That's big facts.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we'll keep on rolling. So another question, and and it's a tug back, and it's like a tugging back and forth. So what do you think of the current sneaker culture being so limited?
Oh boy. I absolutely hate it with a passion. I'm a diehard Kobe Bryant fan, man, and there was nothing more disturbing than, obviously, he passed away, so that was already a struggle as it is. But the anticipation of waiting for when they're going to re-release Kobe Bryant shoes again, we had to wait what till Mama Day, right? 8 months. I think that was the first release, and they put the jersey out, and then I don't know what the supply was, but it's just kind of like it's so disappointing when somebody who is a Kobe fan and I'm buying the shoe because I like Kobe Bryant, I like his shoes, I want to wear them. I can't even get them because somebody is going and using their bot and they're getting who knows how many pair, and then they're reselling them for $500 to $1,000 or whatever. and then a person who really wants and likes Kobe for him being a great ball player and a Laker fan or whatever, I can't even get the shoe. So it's extremely disturbing. I hate it, and they need to do better on their, the whole supply and demand. Like, I don't get the purpose of you got a huge fan base for Kobe, Jordan, or whoever, but you're just limiting. It's just like they want people to profit off of the reselling. I mean, it feels like they don't put the real customer first. I consider myself and yourself, we're the real customers because we are the sneaker heads, the shoe collectors, and we're the ones who's actually buying the shoe to buy it because we like it, not, oh, let me see if I can get 1,200 off of this. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I mean that's a sad, society that we live in today. Everybody, you can't even hit on sneakers. Like it,
no.
like that Kobe month where in August you were a shoe every, bro, like, L's like
Oh, yeah.
every morning, man. Like
Oh, God.
you would literally have to like hope and pray that you would log in on all these like multiple devices. So
Yeah.
so what would your suggestion be to like maybe like improve that?
It's simple. Open a freaking Air Jordan store. I'm not talking about the trophy room in Orlando. I'm not talking about the trophy room in Vegas. I'm talking about a Air Jordan store. I'm gonna do like Stephen A. Smith. Put that camera on me, zoom in. Nike, if you're listening to this, open an Air Jordan store. I want retros 1 through 14 readily available every day, all year long. If you do that, that kills the resale game. Better yet, it ends the resale game. If the shoes are always available, nobody can profit off it and make the $1,200 or $500. We want to end this.
Yeah.
That's what needs to be done. Figure something out where maybe like they can release, multiple Kobe's for the month, or the snake drops, I think, helps a little bit, but the only thing about that is if I don't know when the shoe's coming out, I can't get it. And it's a good and bad thing. It's good because the resellers can't really prepare for that, and the bots and stuff is just, oh, these suddenly came out. But it's just like if I don't have all the apps and links and stuff, and I'm keeping up with all the 15,000 people I got to follow on Twitter and this and that, I may miss out on it. And I work, I've got kids and life outside of it. I can't just sit here and hold my phone and look at Twitter all day waiting on what's the update on the next Jordans and Kobe's coming out. I can't do that. So I wish they just had stores. I know the supply and demand will be skyrocketing high, but Jordans have been out for 35, 40 years. It's not a wow factor anymore when Bread 11s come out. They came out like 5 or 6 times. The Jordans honestly aren't as special anymore because they've been out so long.
Mhm.
Just open a store so we can get them year round. I don't know why they haven't done that.
Yeah, I think they're just catering to the hype, which is the sad
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
because when they cater to the hype, they profit off it, off basic limited like release. Gone are the days where I'm sure you camped out for shoes, right? Like I'm sure back in the day you camped out for
Right.
shoes, or like people didn't remember like you would get a sneakers, a Jordan release on a weekday. I remember the Concord 11s. I
Right.
got it on the Wednesday, like after
Uh-huh.
school. It was
Right.
crazy. Like I went to Foot Action. Hey, you got the Concord 11s in my size? Yeah, I got them.
Yeah.
It's wild. Now it's like you gotta prepare for like a bot. You gotta get a online raffle, a digital raffle.
Yeah.
Put your, what I'm saying, put your name on a drawing. I mean
Yeah.
it's sad. I mean, for like I said, like for older heads like us, like we've seen many things. It's just that this is not the it's not what we used to or what we're accustomed to. I mean, that's the sad part. Like we're living in a generation where everything needs to be like, this is what I got, like I'm super cool.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that, you know what I mean? It
No.
should just be like everybody should just like have the same shoe. Everybody, I mean, how, we can talk about it, but it's not gonna happen because they
Yeah.
won't listen to the consumers, like the original fans like me and you and other
Yeah.
people. So oh well, man. Hope for the best. At least, in the meantime, just appreciate what you got, right?
Yeah. I think the thing that makes it disappointing too is, like I don't know how these apps work, but like Man, I've tried Hit It, Finish Line, Foot Locker, Shoe Palace, all of them. And like, I have literally never won on the electronic app. Sneakers app, I wouldn't say I won. I will get a shoe that's just like readily available. But in terms of just like a shoe that just drops. I've never won. I had a winning streak really well at Shoe Palace, but as far as all the apps, it just doesn't happen, and I don't find anybody that does. So it's just kind of like it's really limited. Not only that, but the people who win are far few in between. Like I don't
Mhm.
never know anybody. Everybody I talk to, oh, I took an L. I took an L. Who's really winning on this? The people with the bots, and that's it. And I've
Yeah.
even tried to get a bot. I've talked to you about that several times, and
Yeah.
that whole situation. But I don't even know how that works. But it's just kind of like the Dark Knight. You either what do you say? You either die a hero, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Well, it's just like I feel like the only thing I can do now to get shoes is become the villain. It's pretty much like you're either gonna have to start paying resale or get a buy. If
Yeah.
it when it comes to like Jordans, I mean, I don't know if it's the pandemic thing. I know that may have a lot to do with it in terms of manufacturing and mass production, but man, they prepare years in a year, at least a year in advance. You know what your calendar is of what shoes you expect to release and drop. So you have more than enough time to make plenty of shoes to prepare. I mean, you can't make enough shoes for the entire world, obviously, but like we shouldn't be getting no 15,000 shoes. That's how much was produced for 50,000. It's just like, come on, man. If you got 50,000 shoes, I mean, just California alone may need 20,000 by itself. This is a pretty huge state we live in.
Yeah. Do you
So,
know do you know how many Kobe and Jordan fans are in California, in the state alone?
oh my
A
God.
lot. A
Yes, when we
lot.
went to the sneaker con, I think it was like 2015. I went to sneaker con. Then I went a couple years later. Man, that place was full. Everybody in there had on Jordans. If you weren't wearing Jordans,
You
I
wearing
would say,
Kobe's.
yeah, you probably had Kobe's on for it's a lot of, obviously Laker fans here. And then, you would see some Iversons here or there, or maybe, sometimes people will wear something just to kind of like do something different. But for the most part, everybody had Jordans on. So, yeah, the fan base here is crazy. I mean, I know they say Chicago or New York, maybe the Mecca basketball
No.
or whatever. But when it comes to like sneakers, yeah, California is serious about the Jordans, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just Vans, Vans is like the comfy
Oh
boy
yeah,
shoes, but you
yeah,
be surprised. You'd be
yeah.
surprised. He just every radius. All right,
Yeah.
so we gonna switch up the from sneakers to sports.
Okay.
So Sam, as you can tell, like he's a diehard, NBA, NFL, what I'm saying, MLB,
Yeah.
everything, all of the above. So you
Sir.
are a diehard Lakers fan.
Yes, sir.
How much of an impact did LeBron James and Anthony Davis, make on the NBA? And in your personal question, in your personal opinion, how many more rings can they win together?
So, in terms of their impact, I think they've made a tremendous impact. This is one of the few times we've been able to see two dominant basketball players come together, win, and you can tell that they're rooting for one another. They know when to let the other person lead. There doesn't appear to be any like jealousy or animosity or anything that's interfering, which causes division a lot of times. Somebody goes, I'm the alpha male of this team. This is my team, and then somebody else may feel the same way. But they know, okay, LeBron's like, okay, tonight I'm not, I'm just not on fire tonight. AD, you gonna have to carry us. AD has his nights when he goes, man, I'm missing my free throws. I can't get my jump shot. LeBron, so they know when to switch off and let each other lead. So I think that's something that's very impactful. It shows that the team has good leadership, and when they have good leadership, it's easier to follow, and they have everything. It's there for them. And in terms of the second question, man, there's no limit. I feel like if they don't have any injuries, they've got a really good shot to go back and repeat this year. And if they keep that team together, I feel like they have a really good shot to at least, three-peat in terms of the championship. So I know LeBron, he's probably not going to say this, but you and I both know he wants to get six so he can at least tie Jordan, because the only thing that people are saying right now is, oh, he only has four rings, or look at his record. He's what is he, 4-6 or something. To me, the record doesn't matter. It's about all your stats and collectively, what you're doing in terms of your rebounding and all the other stats and the sum total of your package and what you bring to the table as a basketball player. So I think the Lakers have what it takes to win it this year and potentially next year. They're going to have their hands full no matter who they play coming out the West because the Clippers, they're not going to back down Denver and some of the other teams. But, and the Nets just got James Harden alongside DeAndre Jordan, KD, and Kyrie. So it's going to be some great basketball, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that Brooklyn Nets team, they don't play defense, man. That's a lot of firepower.
Catch any of the games? Have you seen them play together yet? I've only seen highlights, but I haven't seen a full game.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the highlights when they played the Cavs. Like Colin Sexton was cooking like KD and Kyrie and Harden.
Yeah.
They didn't call him a young bull for nothing. Like
Oh man.
he gets it. So
Nice.
I mean, it's wild. So what do you think about the season so far? Like, it's been crazy with all these like people getting infected with COVID. I know like my Wizards, like we haven't played in like over 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks now, right? So
Right.
we got like 8 people, like half of their roster is like infected. Like, what do you think of the season so far with all these like distractions going on?
I'm gonna be honest, man. The bubble that they had last year worked tremendous. You weren't hearing anything about any cases with COVID-19. If so, I don't remember that many of them. I don't remember any at all. But if there were some, it was very, that just flew under the radar. I understand that they got the bubble together specifically for the championship. It's not like they did that for the whole season. So it seems like they're trying to test the waters and see what happens. It's so many people getting the COVID-19 and happen to, shut down for like multiple days or weeks at a time. I don't know if this season is going to last. And the thing about it is, uh, Commissioner Silver's already said like he's put things in play for if they need to stop for a little bit and take breaks. And it sounds like they want to do whatever they can to try to finish the season. But it's just like at what cost? This is where our livelihood we're talking about. And as much as I love the game of basketball, I don't want to see the entire NBA get wiped out from COVID-19. And it's not like this is a fluke. Dave Chappelle just announced like what yesterday or today, that he's got COVID-19. So this stuff is real, man. It's not fake. And I feel like they need to work out some type of way to do another bubble system in some way, shape, or form. Or I don't know if the NBA is going to be able to survive this season if you consistently hearing stories of players and teams having to stop playing for days or weeks at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, it's crazy right now. Like, I think what they should refer back is go back to the bubble, and then since there's
Yeah.
32 teams, I was thinking since you already have two teams in Florida, you can do two co-sites, one in Orlando, one in Miami,
There you
and then
go.
you can split 16 teams, whatever,
Right.
limited traveling, and
Yeah.
they could just try to. I know it's expensive because they had to restart it 6 months later, right?
Right.
It's crazy, but yeah, it's just crazy right now how all these infections are going on. So I mean, for me, it's entertaining, but at the same time, at what price are we being entertained for? Like these people are being affected. Like we don't know what they're going through. They have like family members like getting sick, and
Yeah.
they probably are mentally emotionally drained. They only had like 60 days to for an off season, which is crazy. You know?
Dude, the Lakers just won the championship on October. I think it was like October the 11th. December 22nd, the season is starting back. And the only thing Skip Bayless, silly behind, can say is, well, they had 4 months off. But I'm just like, man, I don't think you understand, that takes a mental toll on you. I
Yeah.
mean, this basketball season, Dan, was basically a full year.
Yep.
Basketball typically starts what? Halloween / around the first week of November for regular season. We didn't announce the champion until October 11th. That's a full year.
Yep.
You want to include that 4 months off or whatever, you still got to keep yourself in shape for basketball. They
Yep.
can't just sit there, eat donuts and Twinkies and lay on their backs all day. They still got to be prepared because sooner or later, season's going to start back.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So much sports banter, right? Like it's just
yeah,
it's going back and forth. So I mean, it's all good. Hopefully everybody's just stay healthy, and we just hope for the best, right?
yeah, that's all you can do.
All right, for sure. All right. So switching sports from basketball to football.
All right, let's go.
You're from Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes, sir.
Your folks are from the area. You're a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. So
Yes,
how do you
sir.
so how do you like your chances this Sunday, and how do you like your chances for repeating?
Dude, I love our chances. I was so ecstatic and just turned up, man. Ooh, I was so lit, man. Once I found out that Mahomes is good to go. I feel like as long as you have number 15 on that field, you always have a chance to win, even when it looks like you don't. I mean, we've seen what he's done in fourth quarters. You've seen him go down 24 points. You've seen him go down 17. You've seen him win a last minute drive with a minute 30, 2 minutes left. I mean, Mahomes can do it all. I feel very confident, that they can win the AFC Championship game. The Bills are going to be a tough team to beat. They've got a great quarterback in Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. His name speaks for itself, and they've got some really good defense. But I feel like the Chiefs have enough playoff experience. They've been going the past couple of years consistently. Steve Spagnuolo, he knows what to do on the defensive end, and I feel good about it. In terms of repeating, I'm all for it, man. I just do not want to see Tom Brady in another Super Bowl. I just don't want to see that. So I'm hoping it's Green Bay and Kansas City, and I
There you
want the
go.
Chiefs to win Super Bowl 55 and repeat. That's my hope.
Sheesh. I mean, I don't mind watching that.
Yeah,
I want to see Rodgers versus Mahomes. You got the young superstar against he's supposed to be. I think he's a goat too, like Aaron
oh yeah,
Rodgers.
oh yeah,
He
yeah,
just
yeah,
doesn't have. I think he's like a Peyton Manning. He doesn't have the accolades like all these Super Bowls.
yeah.
But I mean, of course, like he got 2 years wasted, like sitting behind like Brett Favre, or 3 years.
Hmm.
I mean, it wasn't fair for him, but that was just the cards that was played for him.
Yeah.
Man, like you appreciate Rodgers, man. Like he had like a he and Mahomes, my opinion, I think they're neck and neck for like very regular season MVP. My
Oh
opinion.
yeah, yeah. Thing about football that I always tell people in terms of when we do the compare and contrast, football is a different animal, man. It's a one and done tournament every single year, and it's so much contingent upon how healthy is your team when you get to the Super Bowl. Because I mean, we can look back at some of the people, some of the teams. Maybe Aaron Rodgers had a really good squad in say 2013, but maybe like their running back got injured right when they started the playoffs. So it's so tough because even though a lot of times the quarterback is there and good to go, if he's missing his right tackle, if he's missing his center, he's missing his main wide receiver, somebody like Gronkowski, is not playing. He's a veteran. Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill or, Stephon Diggs or whoever, you got main players missing. That affects your game tremendously. So that's what makes it tough. I feel like if a person, has won at least one Super Bowl, or, even if they get the chance to get to, six or whatever, two or three or whatever the case may be, they're in good company. I mean, Tom Brady is a unicorn. For football, that's rare. The one thing that people don't, think about is just like with football, they only play one aspect of the game. They only play offense. So, how some people go, oh, Tom Brady is the, greatest athlete ever. He only plays offense. Jordan, he plays offense and defense, or, some of the other players. So, just some things to kind of put in perspective.
That's cool. So my last question to you, and I can ask you this. So when Mahomes got hurt and he saw Chad Henne, how worried were you watching that game? Like,
Honestly, when it first happened, it freaked me out, man. The first time when I saw Mahomes get up and he kind of like wobbled down, I was like, what is this? And I was, talking to one of my boys on the phone, and that was just dead silent. He's like, dude, what's wrong? You're not saying nothing. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him. And then they took him to the tent, and I was just like, yeah, that's it. I don't think he's coming back. But the thing that gave me confidence with Chad Henne was week 17, we played the Los Angeles Chargers, and that was the last game of the season. And Andy Reid decided to sit everybody in terms of the starters. Chad Henne played that game. He looked good. They didn't win the game. I wasn't concerned about that because we already set with where we going in terms of the AFC ranking and everything. But he got the experience. I'm so thankful for that because had he not played that game, I really would have been concerned. So he looked good there, and that translated right over to this game. Dude, I think he had a big play on like 30 and 14. He pretty much, I think he got it, but they took it back, whatever, for whatever reason. And then the confidence he has. The guy's a veteran. I think he's like 34, 35 years of age. He's got like 13 years of experience up under his belt. He did that play the exact same way Patrick Mahomes would have did when it was 4th and 1 and threw that side pass to the right to Tyreek Hill. That's a veteran player doing a veteran play. And, that was a risky play, but that's how Andy Reid coaches. He don't coach scared. They say scared money don't make money. Scared plays don't make plays. So, and Tyreek, that's your money, dude. It's either going to Tyreek or you want to T. Kelsey. Because we know them two, when the game is on the line, when the money's on the line, they're not going to drop that ball if it's catchable.
Yep, especially when he saw Tyreek Hill on motion. Yeah, he's getting the ball.
Yeah.
When he saw him on like a jet sweep motion, yeah, he's gonna get the yards. And
exactly.
It's a done deal. It's wild, right? Like had Higgins didn't fumble that touchdown, it would have been a different story.
Oh yeah. When he jumped in, and it was Dirty Dan Sorensen. He got up there.
49.
He got the touchback. I'm telling you, man, people don't talk that much about Dan Sorensen, but he makes so many clutch plays and key moments. I think he got like it was like a 4th down they were going for it in the Super Bowl, and he sniffed it out and sacked one of the 49ers guys, stopped them from getting a 1st down when they went for it on 4th. Like he's had so many clutch plays, man, that it's amazing. And he needs more props and respect than he gets, from some aspects of things. Because he's a defensive mastermind.
There you go. And you got Frank Clark in there. He's a dog. You got you got Matthew. He's a dog.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Rashad Breeland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chris Jones. Yep. Yeah, man. Thornhill. They got a great defensive spot, man. So we're gonna be ready come Sunday.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I wish you guys good luck, man. It's gonna be a good game.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. So switching gears from sports to social media. So Sam, you got a YouTube. You have a YouTube channel called Chipsy Ruffles. So
yes,
tell us more about it, and how did you get that name?
All right, so it's just a site that I created. Obviously we've been talking about sneakers, so we know where our passion lies. That's just a way for me to just do some reviews, show people the shoes that caught my eye, some that I really like, and just kind of get a up close and personal feel, and tap into that sneaker community. Chipsy Ruffles. When I was in the office at my previous job, well, my current job, should I say? So this girl who used to sit like 2 seats over from me used to eat these sour cream and onion Ruffles potato chips, and I never had them, and I was just like, oh, let me try these. Dude, I tried them, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so good. And so I went to the break room one day, and they had them there in like a little small bag, and I was like, okay, I'll get them here. Dude, I got those things for like maybe a week or 2 straight every single day, and I had to stop myself. Yeah. So one day I was eating the chips, and my friend came up and was like, hey, man, we about to start our it's like a fantasy football league. I think we actually did basketball, fantasy basketball, just to do something different. And he's like, give me your name that you want to use. And I was just like, Sam. He's like, no, you got to have like a sports name. I was just like, I don't have a sports name. He's like, dude, just think of something. And so I was looking at potato chips. And so Nipsey Hussle was one of the, rappers that I really liked. And so I was looking at these chips, and I was just like, chip, kind of thinking of something. And then I was just like, what about Chipsy? And so I was just like, Chipsy. But I was like, I need something else for it. And so I looked at the chips, and the chips are called Ruffles. And I was just like, I'll do Chipsy Ruffles. It rhymes with Nipsey Hussle. So that was kind of the inspiration, was Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul. And I stuck with that. I told it to my boy, and he absolutely loved it. everybody loved it and thought that that was the funniest name ever. I was like, okay, I'm gonna roll with this. So,
There
Gypsy
you go.
with
Yeah.
it.
So like, how many videos do you have right now on your page?
I'm gonna say I have about 10 to 12.
Okay.
I've honestly kind of slowed down a little bit just because of my time, but I'm gonna eventually get back up to it. But yeah, man, I got the first one I did was the Flint 13s when those came out in June of last year. So I did a video on that, and then I did a tribute to Kobe recently when we had the Mamba drops for Mamba Day back in August on the 24th.
Yeah. So I got a comment, man. Like, that your videos they're great. Like
Thank
the
you, man.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
I know. Yeah, because I remember you told me like your brother was helping you with the editing. So like that
Yeah,
was like some stuff like wow, like that's a lot of thought and a lot of effort. And then
yeah,
you have to like it's within the theme. So like your brother would like put like a Mars Blacksman, like or Air Jordan commercial.
yeah.
It was like crazy. I was like, wow, like you really, put a lot of thought into it. So hopefully,
Appreciate it, man.
hopefully we get to see more of that. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely planning to start it back up, man. Just kind of had like I just say like a busy stretch. Obviously, a lot more people are working from home, so my time is a lot different working from home as
yeah,
opposed to like being in the office because this is like oh you want to get out because you're at home so much. So it's
yeah,
just kind of like I don't want to shoot a video because I've been at home all day and this is gonna make me be at home for another 2 or 3 hours trying to edit this thing. So it's something you're passionate about, but I think I just needed a little bit of a break away from it, whatever. But sooner or later I'll get some more things back up here
there you
and
go.
be back right back to it. So
Hey, we're looking forward to it. So keep up the great
thank you.
work. All right,
Thank
so
you.
we're almost towards the end, Sam. I appreciate your time.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is the favorite question that we asked you.
All
So
right.
show us your top 5 sneakers that
Top.
you own.
Okay. Top five sneakers. So these are in no particular order.
Yep.
So I'm just going to go ahead and grab something. So I'm going to start here.
Whew.
This
To
is
this
the,
day, people, to this day.
I had to start with this because today marks January 22nd, 2021. So I believe we are 15 years since the 2006. Excuse my math if it's wrong, whatever.
That's
but
good, man. That's 15.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So these are the shoes that Kobe wore when he scored his 81-point game, second highest all time. And they're just great basketball shoes, man. I mean, they're very comfortable for just wearing casually. They're great on the court. I can see why he had, such a good game. And even though they look bulky, they're actually extremely light. So I think this is a phenomenal shoe. You got your Kobe emblem right there on the tongue. If you can see it, I'll zoom it up a little bit. The cool thing is they have like all of the All-Star cities that he played in from 2000 from when he first came into the league up until 2006. I got these for $82 from the Nike outlet, and I think it was like 2018. Almost didn't buy them because I think it was the Kobe 4 draft days, kept going back and forth. And I was just like, man, what am I doing? It's a no brainer. These are the 81-point shoes that he scored the 81 in. Why would I not get these? So, Kobe Bryant, Protro ones.
Wow, that's a banger right there, man. He says it's hot. It's getting hot here, man. It's too much heat.
All right. I'm going to go to this one. This
Gatorades.
is the Gatorade 6. I've tried to get something that was a little bit different, that like everybody doesn't have. I've never seen anybody actually wearing these shoes. I mean, I might have seen these shoes one time, but I just think the color, this kind of like buttery looking suede green, is just out of this world. And then, like your infrared with the orange. Um, it's even got like here, I don't know if you can see it too well, but you can see kind of like this is supposed to be like a Gatorade bottle. Oh,
Oh, okay. The little Thunderbolt, right? It's like
yeah.
the Thunderbolt icon.
I thought it was green, orange, but I guess it's green. But like right
Okay.
there, you can kind of like see it. Yeah, so this is actually one of my wife's favorite shoes as well. So I picked these up. I was asking, I was just like, what's your favorite Jordan? And she really liked these and thought that they stood out. And I do too. I think these are great. So hard
Man,
time getting these, but definitely worthwhile.
I think those are better than the Travis Scott sixes, my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The Scott sixes go hard, but I think that's it. Um, got these Bordeaux sevens. So
nice.
I actually didn't win these. I did the raffle for them in 2015, but I had a friend I was working with, actually from Capital Group. This guy named Greg. I can't remember his last name. He worked in the building across. I don't remember the building names anymore, but he won the raffle. And so he didn't really want them. He's just like, I'll, register for you. So he won them, and I just got them from him. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite. The sevens are just so comfortable. Unlike most people, I like the OG colorways that are like the different colors. The bull colorways are always tight, but it's just like how many red, black, and white shoes, we're gonna get. Dude, this is just like, I mean, look at the tongue on this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it's just saucy, man. I mean, you got your green, your turquoise, got a little bit kind of like a mango color. Then they hit you with that burgundy jump man and the gray and black. It don't get any better than this, man. This is definitely a shoe. I had one point in period. I was wearing this for like a month or two straight. It didn't even matter what I had on. I liked them that much.
yeah. Don't you got the matching hat too?
Yeah, I got the matching hat. I should have brought the hat. I have to go back there and get it, but yeah, I got the matching hat for that one too, courtesy of Dan the Man.
You're welcome.
All right. I wish I had a way to do the reflector 3M light, but I don't. But
Oh, there you go.
you know this is coming. You know this is coming. That bubble, that flint,
Hmm.
the white. There we go. Uh, it's got kind of like your Carolina blue. I'm getting into a shoe review mode. Excuse me.
Oh, hey, it's cool, man.
Man, interesting fact. And if somebody's watching this, they can kind of correct my information. But I used to think that the Flint was the blue, but the Flint's actually the gray.
Flynn Gray, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The whole time because you focus on the shoe and you see this part.
Hmm.
I'm assuming like this is what they're talking about in terms of the main color on it. But the Flint 13s, I've literally worn these since 1998. 2005, I think they came out. I was in college. I didn't buy not one pair of Jordans in college. Hopefully, most people understand why. um, when they came out in 2010, I don't think I got back into collecting J's. And then I found out that I think you tried to help me get these a couple times, but we would get them and then it'd be like, oh, but it doesn't have the 3M. And the 3M is just so important on this shoe. It just makes it pop. And when you take your pictures and then you just see the reflection there, man, like it's a must have. I don't know if they had this on the OGs or not, but there's like the number 13
Yep.
right here in
Yep.
Roman numerals. Is that on the OG or is that just how they do the new shoes?
You know what? You know what? That's news to me because I never noticed like on my like retro pair. Like I own the 2005 and the 2010 and the 2020 pair. I never noticed like there was a 13 in the back of the Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that's kind of like new. They just put right in that little front tip piece. And so I'm going to go with the last one Kobe
Wow.
Bryant Grinch 6. Release date on these originally was December 24th, 2010. Kobe wore them versus LeBron James when he was on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Re-released again this past year, December 24th, 2020, at retail price of $180. Sold out like that. The great thing about this shoe is the inside says, I want a shoe that I think it says molds to my foot on the
Mhm.
other side. So like after you play ball in these for so long, it actually like literally adapts to if you got like a wide foot, a narrow foot or whatever. That's one of the most unique things I've ever seen in terms of shoe. And then, kind of have like a snake skin like pattern there. So it actually kind of gives you the feeling of it being a snake. You have the yellowish green type of shoestrings that originally come with it. I prefer to wear mine like Kobe with kind of like this red oranges shoestring here. And then this is the bottom of the shoe. Mine's a little bit dirty because I do wear my shoes. I
Wear
don't
your
do
shoes, people. Wear your
yeah,
shoes.
please. And then there's your Kobe logo, kind of a gum gel sole at the bottom, and it's got what does it say? I thought it
Phenomenon.
said
I think it's
yeah,
phenomenon. Yeah.
phenomenal. Okay, I can barely read it just because of the way it's put on there. And then you got your Nike Zoom on the side, and the great GOAT Kobe Bryant signature on the back of the heel. So this is now these are shoes I would say I probably wear the most in terms of like favorite man. I can do Bread 11, Concord 11, Black Cement threes, Chutney 13s. I mean, he got games. There's just so many. You know, I don't think we would have enough time for me to show them
No, it's
all.
cool. That's why I said show me your favorite pair.
I
So,
wanted to,
you
put
know,
these out there because these are shoes that have great significance. To me, the Bordeaux's has always been a favorite. Flint 13s, been wanting those for a while. The Kobe, eights, the Approacher ones, excuse me, just for the significance of that 81-point game. These, I mean, they just, I mean, it's I don't have to really speak on that. And then those Gatorade sixes, I've green is a color that I really like, but man, some suede green, they just did those so well. So
yeah.
those are the top ones for me right now in my rotation.
Wow. That's a lot of heat, man.
Thank
That's
you.
a lot of that. I mean, that's very selective. Especially like it's very you have like a wide range,
Yeah,
especially that Gatorade six like
yeah.
that just hits that Gatorade green, man. It just hits for it just hits like the color, like the color blocking with
Oh
the
yeah,
infrared.
yeah,
Because I think when they came out with the ones, like they had what the Gatorade ones, and
yeah.
then they had the Gatorade sixes, but just the way that the Gatorade six, like you were saying, like the suede on those, like
Oh man, dude, it's just so smooth, man. I mean,
yeah,
I've had these. I think they came out in like 16 or 17. I don't wear them a whole lot because I want to kind of keep them up, but they still look very clean, man. I mean, here at the bottom here, towards the bottom near the infrared, but you take care of your shoes, shoe take care of you. But yeah,
there you
they're
go.
holding up really well. And then the tongue um, on the tip here has got if I could be kind of like if I could
That's
be like
that's dope, man. I've never seen that.
yeah. Yeah, and then they also gave, I brought this too. This is a Gatorade towel. As you know, back in the 90s, Jordan and them would wear the Gatorade towels during the games, and they would put that around them as they would take their break and sit on the bench and everything. So I thought that was a really cool touch for them to add that Gatorade towel to it.
That's
Yeah,
dope, man. Hey, thanks Sam for sharing your shoes. So
absolutely.
last question for you, Sam.
Yes, sir.
Ask me a question or questions.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Where do you see the sneaker culture in the next 5 years?
Good question. Um, Honestly, it's oversaturated right now, where a lot of the a lot of the original collectors are getting tired. They just want to either sell their shoes, or they don't want to be a part of the sneaker culture anymore or be out of it. Um,
Right.
I know a lot of people. We've had like guests that had their resentments, like, hey, like I don't. It doesn't make me excited anymore. You
Yeah.
know, like I decided to sell my shoes because it makes me mad. I can't get a pair of shoes and then I don't want to pay resale. Like we were about talking about. Um, I think in the next 5 years, it's just it looks bad, man. Like
Yeah.
if you're able to get shoes now because you have to pay resale, that's I think that's what's gonna happen now. Like you have to pay resale. Either you don't get them or you pay double or triple.
That's
Um,
that's, that's
if
where
you
it's at.
really want, yeah, if you really want the shoe, by all means, get them. You won't be judged because that's your that's your business. Um, but yeah, man, like I think it's just gonna get worse in my opinion within the next 5 years. And a lot of I think my opinion, a lot of newcomers they don't appreciate like the history of like where the shoe came from. Uh, you know, I'm not saying that people born after 2000 they were never there. They didn't get to see like Jordan play. I mean,
Right.
to me, it's not fair to just put that to them. Put it against them. But I think for people, they just have to be more appreciative of the history,
Yeah.
and also like when they talk to like OG collectors like me and you, it's not like we're trying to talk down to them. We're just trying to like share knowledge. I'm not trying to be that an educator. I
Right.
don't want to be like the person like a stickler. Oh yeah, you got the shoe wrong. It's this and that. I mean, people make mistakes with things. They may maybe misinform, or they may think differently. But I really hope that the culture will get better. But where we are now, as far as being everything so limited and oversaturation, you get a Jordan mid. Now mids are like the thing now, right? Jordan 1 mids.
Right.
Everybody wants a mid, everybody wants a low. And it's
Yeah.
wild that everything is sold out. you know
Yeah. Can't buy
Everything
nothing.
is sold out. Like the shoe that you would least expect sells out because everybody wants them. It's
Yeah.
supply and demand. That's why, like, I always tell people, just appreciate what you have, man. Like, if you want to sell your shoes, by all means, sell them.
Yeah.
But don't come with regret saying, "Man, I want to get it back." At least
Yeah.
if you already had your time with a shoe, and you want to have someone to have more, if you want people to have like memories with the shoe that they never had them, then more power to them. But we just have to find a balance for everybody. Like you were saying, it's good that hopefully we can have like more shoes for everyone to obtain. But it's just a sad situation right now where we can't get what we want.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Um, let's see here. What was it initially got you into collecting sneakers?
That's a good question. I'll actually show it to you. Give me a 2 seconds, real quick.
Okay.
All right, so this just like you, man. Like, my shoe that I purchased it with my own money, and I'll even show
Mm-hmm.
you the history.
Oh, there it is.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
man, they don't make them like they used to nowadays. So
No.
they don't.
Times have changed.
Times have changed for indeed. So these joints, man. There's character in
Yeah.
this shoe.
Oh
So I've
yeah.
had this shoe. It'll be 21 years in November. Or no,
Wow.
October. October. This is my
Wow.
first pair, dude. First pair. So
That's crazy.
yeah, this is the shoe. Like, I
That's
went
crazy.
at my
Mm.
biology class in community college. I said like, hey, I'm gonna just go to Foot Action, take a chance, because I know they came out. So I went to Foot Action 2:30 in the afternoon, and like, hey, like, you got the Concord 11s? Yeah, I got them. So I got them. The last pair in my size, 11 and a half. I can stretch it to 11 and a half to a 12. Literally at the counter when I paid for them, there was a guy saying like, "Hey, you got 11 and a half? Like, I need them." I just kept my mouth shut. I just, like, you know,
Yeah.
walk my way out. You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that was my first pair, just like you, man. Like 90, the 95
Yeah.
NBA playoff game against the Magic.
Yeah.
It was just no 96. I'm sorry, 96. No, was it 95? Yeah, 95, 95.
95, 96, something like that. I don't
Yep.
know.
It broke my heart, man. We saw Nick Anderson like pickpocket Jordan,
Oh, yeah.
and then like he fell on the floor, and then like you saw the soles on the game. Like, what are those, man? Like, you
Yeah,
saw, like,
dude.
it's
Ah,
wild.
mind blowing. Mind blowing.
It's wild. So like, yeah, like I'm just blessed that I still have like these will still be with me. Look at the mesh, dude. Like mesh is
Yeah,
already like that's character, man. Like
yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything with these. I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. I'm scared to wear them. They're probably gonna like fall apart, but I'm just it's just for keepsake, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So this is like a cherished shoe, and this is actually my first like retro, like first Jordan like I bought for myself.
Nice.
So just like you, man, you know, you started off with the 11s.
Yeah, yeah. That'll spoil you, man. I mean, like your Jordan collection, you start off with 11s. This is like, where do you go from
Hmm.
there?
Yep. Yep.
The last question for me would be one that you asked earlier. Like, what are some of your favorite sneakers?
Oh wow. Uh, Concord 11s. These.
Absolutely.
Black Cement 3s. Flint 13s, just like you.
Yeah.
I remember I wore them to work. I had the 05s.
um,
You were like, dude, does it have 3M? I said, let me. I said like, all right, I'll take a picture of it. And then I showed you the 3M. You were like,
yeah.
when are they gonna retro again? When are they gonna retro? I said,
Yeah.
bro, they're gonna retro. I promise you,
Yeah.
they're gonna
Wait. Been
retro.
waiting. Been waiting. Been waiting, brother. Been
They gonna
waiting.
retro. So yeah, Concord 11s are my favorite. Black Cement 3s. Um, what else is my favorite pair? Man, it's like
Infrared 6. I know you like those.
yeah, infrared sixes. Yeah, I like those a lot. Um, I mean Jordan ones. Everybody like Jordan ones.
Mhm.
Uh, Nike basketball. I like the Pippins, the Air Max up tempos, the Derek Fishers, right?
Yeah.
Those are clean.
Yes.
The Air More up tempos that when you bought your 2016 pair, you wore them to work. You broke my neck, man. I was like, damn. You were like, hey, what's up, man? I was like, bro, I looked at your feet like, really, really, Sam, really. I know you just got them, man. I knew it. Like
Yeah.
like yeah, man. I'm just trying to wear these because this I don't got nowhere else to wear them. You know what I'm saying? I feel you because like for us
Basically.
as adults, this is the only time we get to wear shoes is at work. That was like
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was fun. So yeah, definitely more up tempos. And then last shoe that I like, um, the 16s, the Air Jordan 16s. I'm hoping
Okay.
for a retro, bro. Like I
Sooner
want
or
them to
later,
come
it's
back.
coming.
I'll buy all of them, man. I have had all of them. That's
Oh yeah.
except for the chutneys. I never had the chutney 16s.
Okay. Yeah. You had a cherry wood. That's like that maroon and gray and white ones. You had those one, right?
Bro, that thing hits different. I was like, man, that's an ugly shoe. Like, back then when you were like 20 years old, like 21, and
Yeah.
like you didn't know like what's good for now you're like, oh damn, it's my grail. Like
Yeah.
that's everybody's grail now, which is the chutneys.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
Oh
are
no,
nice.
not sorry, chutneys, cherry woods. My
Cherry
apologies.
wood. Yeah.
Cherry wood 16s.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man. Hey, so thank you so much, Sam, for
Sure.
coming on tonight. If you
Absolutely.
wanna, if you wanna plug in like your social media stuff, by all means.
All right. Yeah. So as mentioned, Chipsy Ruffles. You can just do YouTube and just do the search. It's also known as Sam Sneaker World. I have I want to say about 10 to 12 videos on there right now. Took a little bit of a break. The last video I did was a tribute to Kobe Bryant. And that's, pretty much what I want to end this note on. Still, and, having a hard time with this, Kobe thing, man. That was definitely, it was like Jordan and then, Kobe for me. So, rest in peace to Kobe and, hope, his family is, I know, that's something you never really get over, but just have to deal with. But, I hope they're doing, much better. But that was the last video that I did was a tribute to Kobe. And it just, pretty much put together all the different shoes that he wore at different times and the influence that he had in basketball, the sneaker culture, and just other basketball players in general. So Sam Sneaker World, Chipsy Ruffles, and that's it. Go Chiefs, Chiefs Kingdom.
There
That's
you
where
go.
it's
Hey,
at.
hey, good luck this weekend, this Sunday, man. Championship
Yeah,
Sunday. I know
yes,
you're gonna
sir.
have all your family and Chiefs red and
Yeah.
everybody
Oh
gonna.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hyped, dude. Last year's the best year ever, bro. Lakers won and the Chiefs won. And that happens again. Oh man. I'm
there
gonna
you
feel
go.
like Bill Burr Groundhog Day. This can just
There you
happen
go.
every day.
You might have to wear your LeBron jersey over your Mahomes jersey just for good
Oh
luck.
man, hey, I will do it.
Weird works, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes,
That's
sir.
cool, man. All right, so this is episode 23 with Sam Johnson. Thank you so much, Sam,
You got it,
for coming
man.
on tonight. All right, you
Yes,
guys have
sir.
a good night.
All right.